hard-fought basketball game by both teams, and I thought two very good teams that played today. You know, we knew it was going to be a tough test, obviously coming off a game the day before, just like they had. So it was a good opportunity for us to see how we would respond. I thought we started off a little slow. I thought we came out in the second half with much better energy, and obviously, again, I thought at the end we hurt ourselves a little bit in areas that we had been pretty good at as far as turning the ball over, and then also the free throw line has been something for us that caught us today a little bit. But you know, our execution, we struggled a little bit. We had to play some different lineups. Indiana State did a nice job of getting us in foul trouble in the first half. However, very proud of the fight we had to be able to come back from some tough situations to tie the game again in overtime. And then I thought we needed to do a little better job in the last possession there, where we turned it over for a shot to win the game. So obviously, credit to Indiana State and how they played. And this is an opportunity for us to get better and move forward as we turn the page and we come back from the Christmas break, getting ready for Big East play. And we know we have a tall task ahead of us. So obviously we're going to take some things from this and move forward.
Were you saying anything to the team just to keep them, you know, in the game and keep them positive, or was there anybody talking to the team just to keep them in the game, or I guess what type of communication was there?
Of course, you always want your team to stay in it. You don't ever really want to separate while on the court. So we were in a couple situations where, well, basically throughout the whole game, it was pretty tight. So basically for everyone to just keep their composure.
Were you both? You seemed like when you were using your speed, you were doing pretty well against them. I guess, was there anything in particular you both were able to see against them that you know you were doing pretty well, or?
A lot of times I saw the baseline lane open, so I was able to attack there, and sometimes off the ball screen, jump shots were there.
We had a couple of plays that we knew that we could get to the basket, so we kept it.
Aliyyah, how important can this game be looking back in terms of, you know, learning lessons, and also a lot of kids stepped off the bench today, and it was really a team effort. So what can you use moving forward from this game?
We just got to bounce back. It's a tough loss, but we got to just go on with it and just come back and practice good when we get back from break.
Talk about the impact that Jade Walker had. She had some really positive minutes. What were you both able to see from her?
Her contributions are always big. She's a player who can, you know, step out a little further than, you know, players of her stature are able to guard. So it's always good when she can step out and make like a 15-footer and then get inside and be able to post up as well.
Danaejah, for you, I know you've been playing some really solid basketball lately. Is there anything in particular that you've been either doing in practice or just during the course of the game that's been leading to your success so far?
I would add more to the off season. We were in the gym a lot, working on jump shots, being able to attack the basket, and it just comes with having a little seniority on the court. You know, being able to be in situations like we were just now helps you grow to be able to deal with it further down the line.
I guess defensively there were a couple good defensive moments, especially for you, Aliyyah. Just talk about some of the things defensively you were able to see.
We know they had a lot of shooters, well, 2 shooters, so we just contested their shots, but they still would knock them down. So, but at the halftime, I think we got better with our defense, but we was getting a lot of foul trouble, so we had to lay off, but we still played great.
I mean, it's the same stuff we see every day, so it's not anything in particular other than the things we talk about, making free throws and being able to execute in certain situations. And I think, you know, just our attention to detail, and that's something we talk about every day. And until we do all of those things 100% of the time, there's going to be games where it's going to be a battle. And we've fought and everything. I said there's always a small room for error for us. However, you know what? This is a good game for us because it puts us up against a team that could win their league. They play a style that we're going to face in our league, you know, similar to some teams that we'll see. So this was a good takeaway to see who can play in certain situations. Our bench obviously has to give us more. I mean, the bench points are almost, I don't think I've ever seen a stat like that. So, you know, it's kind of scary a little bit. So we've got to get our bench to contribute a little bit more when they can and when we use them. So all the things we've been talking about throughout the year, and but you know what, we got a break here for a couple of days, clear our heads, get back to work when we come back after Christmas, and this is a good teaching moment for everyone, and a good teaching point for our team. So we'll learn a lot from it, but we've got to get back in the gym and continue to work on the things we've been doing.
Was there anything about their defense that you noticed that maybe?
No, I mean, nothing that was different from anyone we've seen. I mean, they did some good things. They tried to take, they face guard a little bit in the beginning of the game with, on Aliyyah, a little bit on D, and take the middle away. People obviously pack it in on us and want us to put it over them. So it wasn't anything that we hadn't seen. I just didn't think we had maybe enough today to finish some plays toward the end of the game. So obviously, the deeper the game went, the more of a concern it was to me, obviously, about our legs and our stamina.
How about the turnovers? Unforced errors was something they did on defense?
To me, a lot of them were, they pressured us. They obviously did a good job pushing us out. I just thought we were hesitant. I didn't think we were as confident today for some reason. And obviously part of that is pressure, but we didn't make the right reads. That's what it comes down to. And so I thought we could have done a better job. The times that we did, we got layups. So when we did make the right read, we got a layup. When we didn't, we made it very difficult for ourselves to set up offense, which obviously, again, them giving us a little bit of pressure. But and I thought, and again, I thought we were tired too. They were tired also. So there's no excuse.
Coach, how interested are you to see how your team responds from this, and what kind of response your players can come up with from this?
Well, I'll find out. We haven't lost the game yet, so today's the first one we lost, so I'll see how we come back. But that'll be fine. We've lost games before, I told them, we lose again. But it's about how we respond when those things happen. And I think they'll be fine. This is something that I think, maybe it's a little wake-up for them, which is good. But, look, if we went undefeated, I'd be very happy.